Pokrovsk, Donetsk Oblast. In a masterclass of defensive precision, elite Azov Regiment snipers just pulled off one of the most impressive operations near the hotly contested city of Pokrovsk, systematically dismantling an enemy motorcycle convoy before it even reached Ukrainian lines. This is precision warfare at its absolute finest. Here's how it went down. Under cover of darkness, enemy forces attempted a high-speed infiltration using motorcycles, a tactic that's become increasingly common in modern urban warfare. These bikes are fast, agile, and perfect for weaving through bombed-out streets and rubble. But the Ukrainians were ready. The Azov sniper team had been lying in wait for days, positioned in abandoned high-rise buildings with commanding views of the approach routes. Using coordinated reconnaissance drones and ground spotters, they tracked every move as the convoy rolled closer, completely unaware of what was coming. The moment the riders entered the kill zone, the snipers opened fire with devastating precision. Each shot was deliberate, one Ukrainian soldier explained. They waited for the perfect moment, then systematically neutralized the riders one after another before they could even react. The first motorcycle went down instantly, throwing the convoy into chaos. As the remaining riders frantically tried to scatter, follow-up shots took them out methodically. The survivors had no choice but to abandon the attack and retreat in disarray. While specific weapons weren't disclosed, Azov snipers are known for wielding sophisticated long-range precision rifles capable of taking out both personnel and light vehicles. The winning combination: elevated positions, pre-surveyed ranges, and real-time drone intelligence feeding directly to the shooters. Military analysts point out the fatal flaw. Motorcycles are lightning fast and maneuverable, but they offer zero protection against precision fire. Against expert marksmen with clear sightlines and the high ground, they're sitting ducks. This wasn't just a tactical win. It stopped a probing attack designed to find weak spots in Pokrovsk's defenses. The embattled city depends on exactly this kind of rapid response capability from small, highly skilled units. This buys us critical time, emphasized a Defense Forces member. Stopping these fast-moving infiltration groups helps keep the entire front from collapsing under pressure. Video footage circulating on social media shows motorcycle wreckage scattered along rural roads, consistent with the reported engagement. Ukrainian officials are hailing it as a textbook example of high-precision defensive warfare, and analysts predict we'll see more of these carefully planned ambushes, as both sides increasingly rely on mobile units to penetrate or defend frontline positions. And in a stunning turn of events, Ukrainian drones transformed what was supposed to be a triumphant show of dominance into an absolute fiery rout, systematically torching dozens of vehicles as the protective fog finally cleared and exposed the vulnerable column. Here's what happened. The Russians bought into their own propaganda headlines and genuinely believed they had finally secured a safe approach route to Pokrovsk. Operating under the convenient guise of terrible weather conditions, they managed to film a purely symbolic propaganda video intended for domestic consumption. But just moments later, they found themselves on the receiving end of a nasty and devastating surprise from alert Ukrainian drone operators who had been watching and waiting. A widely circulated Russian propaganda video confidently showed a long column of reinforcements steadily advancing toward the town through thick morning fog, parading essentially unopposed and brazenly projecting confidence, as if a secure ground line of communication had been firmly established. This ill-fated movement occurred on November 10, 2025. Despite this bold display, even candid Russian military analysts privately admitted that such an exposed movement is only realistically possible under extremely thick fog and severely poor visibility conditions. Otherwise, every single vehicle would be immediately detected and systematically destroyed by relentless Ukrainian FPV drone strikes. The Russians cynically used the dense fog as a protective cloak to sneak through what they desperately hoped would prove to be a safe corridor. But their dangerous illusion of safety didn't last long at all. While their carefully edited footage alone doesn't reveal the complete story of how events actually developed and why the Russian command inexplicably chose this high-risk tactic in the first place. When the fog inevitably lifted, the harsh truth came crashing down with brutal finality, because as it turned out, Ukrainian drone operators immediately spotted the exposed Russians on the open road. and enthusiastically began the hunt with methodical precision. Geolocated footage dramatically shows the once confident Russian parade column being torn apart within mere minutes, with the same motorcycles proudly filmed earlier now burning fiercely in the streets, sending thick black smoke into the sky. At least a dozen vehicles and makeshift buggies were completely destroyed, their massive explosions lighting up the devastated ruins of southern Pokrovsk like a deadly fireworks display. And once Ukrainian operators successfully locked onto their targets, there was absolutely nowhere to hide or escape. The few traumatized survivors faced a continuing nightmare of their own making, as Pokrovsk has been transformed into an inescapable death trap for Russian infiltrators, where literally any sign of life or movement is immediately hunted down by swarms of Ukrainian drones operating with deadly coordination. Ukrainian operators now expertly coordinate multiple drones simultaneously in real time, as dramatically confirmed in haunting video footage of Russian soldiers desperately hiding in a damaged building, which inadvertently filmed their final moments in absolute panic. 2 Ukrainian drones strike the entrance with precision, deliberately creating an opening for a third drone that flies directly inside and explodes near a Russian soldier, mortally wounding him as he futilely tries to apply what appears to be a questionable red rubber tourniquet, the same distinctive type visible on many dead Russian soldiers throughout the area. Another chilling drone recording shows operators methodically scanning the ruins using thermal imaging for heat signatures, relentlessly hunting isolated Russian groups that may have managed to slip in under the temporary cover of fog. The Russian column that was dispatched to demonstrate control and project strength had been tragically doomed from the very start, as officers callously forced their troops to take an exceptionally high-risk route, dangerously exposed to concentrated Ukrainian fire from the direction of Myrnohrad. They foolishly believed that if they somehow reached Pokrovsk intact, they would definitively prove that the entire area was fully secured, exactly as boldly claimed by overconfident Russian military analysts. But it was a catastrophic mistake, utterly without sound military logic, that turned rapidly fatal, with soldiers being mercilessly massacred following what can only be described as a suicidal order. A second deeply disturbing Russian video, filmed by a visibly shell-shocked soldier, powerfully confirms the disaster, as he breaks down and cries directly into the camera that Pokrovsk has become nothing less than a kill zone. He desperately complains that there's no effective shelter, no tactical coordination, corpses scattered everywhere throughout the ruins, and everything has descended into complete chaos. His anguished tone perfectly reflects the dire state of an army without cohesion, trapped helplessly between devastating Ukrainian fire and their own commander's shocking cruelty and incompetence. According to official statements from the Ukrainian 7th Air Assault Corps, there are currently over 300 Russian soldiers trapped inside Pokrovsk, with their stated goal stubbornly remaining to reach the northern borders of Pokrovsk and attempt to encircle the entire agglomeration together with nearby Myrnohrad. Russian sources predictably claim different numbers, but in any case, those isolated inside are effectively cut off from support, dying slowly in what has devolved into a kill zone and an eerie war of shadows, in which even an entire street or forest patch might be grimly held by just 2 determined men and an impressive 200 drones. Meanwhile, Ukrainian combat engineers continue their dangerous work to systematically mine every possible approach, with yet another Russian video inadvertently capturing the dramatic moment a tank drives toward a firing position near Pokrovsk, only to violently detonate a powerful mine just seconds after entering the open ground. The massive explosion sends debris flying high into the air, serving as a stark reminder that no Russian vehicle, whether tank or motorcycle, can possibly move freely anywhere near the town, with each desperate attempt to push supplies or reinforcements inevitably ending in fiery destruction. Overall, the brilliantly coordinated Ukrainian defense has successfully turned Pokrovsk into an effective kill zone, employing the same devastating tactics that once made the field south of it virtually impassable for enemy forces. The resilient Ukrainian army steadfastly maintains its core strategy: contain the Russian forces below the critical railway line, completely deny them freedom of movement, and systematically annihilate everything that dares to approach the town. By masterfully combining precision drone warfare with relentless and comprehensive mining operations, The determined defenders have successfully turned Pokrovsk into an elaborate trap that methodically consumes every Russian soldier who dares to enter it. A powerful testament to modern defensive warfare executed with both skill and unwavering determination.